Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering video. So today we're going to be taking a nostalgic look at Guildpact and opening up some packs from that set. This follows on from a previous couple of videos I've done, and well, a whole stream of videos I suppose now, that look back to previous sets in Magic. We were looking at Ravnica's City of Guilds for the past couple of weeks. We've got two videos, one this week, one next week, where I'm going to be opening up some Guildpact boosters. Obviously it's the second set of the block, so there's no tournament packs here. It's just all boosters. There's going to be 5 here, 5 next week. And just a bit of background to the set for those that aren't super familiar with this particular set. So small set, 165 black bordered cards, 55 rare, 55 uncommon, 55 commons. The guild breakdown, so this particular set focused on 3 out of the 10 guilds, bearing in mind that the Ravnica City of Guilds set was 4 guilds, so we got 3 here and then 3 when we get to Dissension. So the 3 guilds in Guildpact were Izzet League, or our Izzet League, because we still have guilds now, and that's blue-red. Replicate was the keyword ability, and we'll obviously look in depth at those when we pull relevant cards from the pack, but it basically cared about instants and sorceries. And then we have the Grog Clan, red-green, that had Bloodthirst as its keyword ability, and it very much was caring about damage. There were +1/+1 counters involved, and that was triggered when the permanent entered the battlefield. And then the third one, Orzhov's Syndicate, white-black, and Haunt was its keyword ability, and that was a graveyard based a keyword ability. Yeah. So the other thing, 4 cycles in the set. There was a cycle of ley lines, a cycle of mage marks, a cycle of Nephilim or Nephilims. Those are interesting because at the time they were the only creatures, or actually cards in Magic, where they consisted of a casting cost made up of 4 mana of separate colours. Now we've seen that with one of the commander products, where we had a commander that was was made up of mana from 4 out of the 5 colours, and obviously with all the combinations that are available, you've got 5 possible combinations for 4 out of the 5. So that's an interesting thing to look out for. I don't know how lucky we're going to be about pulling those. And then we've got the 4th cycle to look out for was Rusalka's. So yeah, lots of interesting things going on in here. We'll keep an eye out for the watermarks as well, because you're going to get those. I believe there was a reprint in this actually for one of the misprint. There was it Hypervolt Grasp, which was actually printed with the Gruul symbol as a watermark, despite being an Izzet card. So let's see what we get. Go, just make sure it's really as big as we can get it without losing parts of it off the camera. So Grog Clan Savage. Oh, there we go. We've got one of our keyword abilities here. Bloodthirst 3. If an opponent was dealt damage this turn, this creature comes into play with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. 3 and 2 green to cast, and it's a 2/3. Street Breaker Worm, It's just a good old vanilla 3 red green to cast for 6/4. Bloodscale Prowler, Bloodthirst 1, so same as we've seen before, but with this one you just get 1 +1/+1 counter. Infiltrators Mage Mark. And we've seen, I think in the Ravnica City of Guilds, I think I pulled at least one of these. So these are common rarity. They're all 2 colours. So looking at the block as a whole, you're going to get all 10 of these over the course of the block. This one is the Is It one. Is It Boiler Works. And with this, it's a bounce land, so it comes into play tapped, and when it comes into play, you have to basically bounce a land. That can be any land. It doesn't just have to be a basic land. It can be a non-basic land. Bounce it back to its owner's hand. But once this gets ready to go, you can tap it for blue-red. Withstand. Wild Cancer, so you can see this one is in Grog colours, and it's hybrid mana, so you've got sort of red-green. Poison Belly Ogre, Guardian's Mage Mark, so remember I said there's a cycle of Mage Marks. Let's just compare and contrast, because we had one there, the Infiltrators. So for the Infiltrators one, you enchant a creature. Creatures you control that are enchanted get +1/+1 and can't be blocked except by creatures with Defender. And for the white one, the Guardian's Mage Mark, you may play Guardian's Mage Mark anytime you could play an instant. Enchant creature. Creatures you control that are enchanted get +1/+1. So very similar. We Dragonauts is in the set. Rune Boggle, Order of the Stars, so we're moving on to our uncommons. Souls of the Faultless, and I don't know, this is not super clear, and I think I pointed out before, it becomes clearer with the foils, but there is a watermark on there, and you can see this is an Orzhov, white-black, so we've got the Orzhov watermark. Exhumer Thrall, this has got Haunt on it. So 5 and a black, 3/3 with Haunt. When this card is put into a graveyard from play, remove it from the game, haunting target creature. Also an ability on here, as well as the Haunt. So when Exhumer Thrall comes into play, or the creature it haunts is put into a graveyard, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And our rare is Abyssal Nocturnus. So 1 and 2 black, creature horror, it's a 2/2. When an opponent discards a card, Abyssal Nocturnus gets +2/+2 and gains fear until end of turn. So again, at this point in Magic's history, you'll notice that we don't have any basic lands in the pack. So we would have one more common than a modern day pack where you've got something in the, you've got a land slot. Without a land slot, you get another common. Ghost Warden. There's signets in the block, and of course we're going to see the relevant signet in this particular set. So it'll be this one's the blue red is its signet. Orzhov Euthanist with Haunt on it. It looks like, in addition to the way that Haunt is, so you've got when this card is put into a graveyard from play, remove it from the game, haunting target creature. There's a sort of second clause on here related to the haunt. So when Orzhov Euthanaist comes into play, or the creature it haunts is put into a graveyard, destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Pillory of the Sleepless. Solana Starfetcher. Pyromatics has replicate one of the reds this time. First time we've seen replicate on a card. So 1 and a red instant, replicate 1 and a red. When you play this spell, copy it for each time you paid its replicate cost. You may choose new targets for the copies. And Pyromatics deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So basically the ability does what it says. Cry of Contrition. Single black, target player discards a card. Haunt. When this spell card is put into a graveyard, after resolving, remove it from the game, haunting target creature. When the creature City of Contrition haunts is put into a graveyard, the target player discards a card. So you can see haunt was put on a number of different things, not just creatures. Beast marks, in terms of the card itself, obviously you're haunting a creature, but the haunt keyword ability could be on a sorcery, could be on a creature. Beastmaster's Mage Mark. Is it Chronarch? Skyrider Trainee. Crystal Seer. Savage Twister. So we're moving on to our uncommons. Frazzle. Hissing Miasma. And our rare, we have a legendary creature, which is always nice. So 1 white-black Tessa Orzhov Scion. Legendary creature, human advisor. It's 2/3. Sacrifice 3 white creatures. Remove target creature from the game. When another black creature you control is put into a graveyard from play, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying into play. Absolve a Thrall, another card with haunt on it. Scan Clab Mauler, Bloodthirst 2. We've got Gruul Turf, so this is the red-green bounce land. Ostery Thrall, I think that is. Wild Seas. Ogre Savant. You can see a lot of these cards, we've either got a casting cost and then an activation cost in a different colour, and then obviously that's specific to a certain guild, or a casting cost and some sort of conditional ability based on, again, the other colour in the guild colours. Fencer's Mage Mark. Another Wee Dragonauts. Skargan Pit Skulk. Bloodthirst 1. Lionheart Maverick with Vigilance on it. Burning Tree Bloodscale. Bloodthirst 1, and also a couple of activated abilities. 2 in a red, target creature can't block, Burning Tree, Bloodscale this turn. 2 in a green, target creature blocks, Burning Tree, Bloodscale this turn if able. Rabble Rouser. Crash Landing. Belfry Spirit with Flying Haunt and Haunt on it. And our rare is Giant Solifuge. 2 red green hybrid mana, creature insect. It's a 4/1. It's got trample and haste. And Giant Solifuge can't be the target of spells or abilities. That has Shroud on it. Wild Size, Ogre Savant, so we're getting some repetition here in the commons. Blind Hunter, Orzhov Signet, so we've got our white-black one. Yeah, notice with the signets as well, it's actually filtering going on here. So you cast it for 2, and then when you tap it, you pay 1, and then that generates white-black mana. So it's like a filtering mana rock, which is really cool. Steamcore Weird, Withstand, Fencer's Mage Mark, another Wee Dragonaut, so that's our 3rd one. Skargan Pit Skulk, Lionheart Maverick, Predatory Focus, so we're moving on to uncommons. Hypervolt Grasp, Drowned Rusalka, so that was that other cycle I mentioned, cycle of Rusalkas. Oh, fantastic. I was hoping we would get at least one in the film. The odds were sort of against us, but yeah. So blue, black, red, green, creature Nephilim, or creature Nephilim, 2/2. Whenever Glint Eye Nephilim deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards. 1, discard a card. Glint Eyed Nephilim gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And I notice there's an extra card here, so this must be a foil. And our foil replaced the common. Scab Clan Mauler, red green, creature human berserker. It's 1/1 with Bloodthirst 2. So here's a good example as well. It's rather good. We got a foil guild card, because there you can see the guild watermark really standing out on there. That's really cool. I don't think we've had, so we've had an Nephilim, we've had a Mage Mark, we've had a Rusalka, we haven't got a ley line yet, so we've got 3 out of our 4 cycles. Okay, so we've got Repeal in the set. Return target non-land permanent with converted mana cost X to its owner's hand, draw a card. Scanclad Mauler. There's an Is It Boiler Works. Ghost Warden. Orzhov Euthanist. Wild Size. Restless Bones. Petra Hydrox, Skyrider Trainee, Rune Boggle, Morning Thrall, Shattering Spree, which has got Replicate on it, Electrolyze, it's in the set. We've got a Starved Rusalka, And it's interesting. Our rare is also a foil. Cool. We've got that's a bit of a cool pull. So we have a foil steam vents. Well, I didn't notice that before actually. The foiling has also captured some of the marbling effect down here. I don't know how well that's coming out on camera, if you can see that, but there's like a marbling effect that's in that sort of green to red area where the rules text is, which is also picking up the foiling in addition to the watermark. So if this one adds blue or red to your mana pool, I'm actually having trouble reading the thing. As steam vents comes into play, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, steam vents come into play tapped instead. So we have a pain land. Oh no, that's not right. It's not pain land. Shock land. Sorry, shock land. It's 2. Yeah, shock is 2. So yeah, shock is 2 life. 2 damage. So yeah, shock lands. Anyway, a bit transfixed by the foil there. So yeah, it's pretty well. We did well there. Got a foil steam vents, a glint eye in the film. There we go. So look out for next week's video. We'll be opening another 5 packs. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.